We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. A good matchup here for you tonight between the Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Major League Baseball on the Show starts now. Ross Stripling gets the start for Los Angeles in this one. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, Matt, this guy keeps his team in the ball game. He's won 2 of his last 3 starts, so he's been throwing the ball really well. And one of the keys for this guy is getting early outs to keep his pitch count down. If he can do that, he should be able to get into the 7th or 8th inning in this one here today.
At the plate, Javier Baez. And we are set for baseball here this evening. Here's the first pitch to him. First of 3 here to start the week as the game's first pitch is taken for strike 1. Dan Dero, you check out this Dodger team as they enter play here tonight. Come in trying to bounce back from a loss last time out, but they've been in good form lately, 5-2 over their last 7.
Yeah, Matty, these players got in their cars today to drive to the stadium, focused on one thing. Not who was going to be the hero, just the fact that they needed a W, and that one of their teammates, whether it's them or someone else, has to come up with a big knock.
With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, you know, the key for this ball club has been Jason Hayward. He's an imposing figure with a bat in his hands. Always seems to turn in a good at-bat, and he can do a lot of damage when he barrels up the ball.
So that'll bring up Jason Hayward as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty at strike 1. His previous history with Ross Stripling, just a 3 for 13 batting line. Here's the 0-1. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold, 0-2. And set up behind the dish is Woody Keller as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Woody Keller, this is my nightmare. He likes to call a pitch above the zone, above the belt. I know guys say those are the pitches that go deep, but I'm telling you, if you're calling that high strike, it opens up a lot of room for the pitcher.
I agree with you, Dero. That's a tough pitch to get on top of and to put it in play. So if you're a pitcher right now, try to elevate in that top part of that strike zone.
The next 0-2. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Peterson has a read on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
That is third. The third base.
Here's Chris Bryant now, and he's carrying a batting average of just over 300. So clearly he's been a productive player with the bat in his hand so far. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed that time. It's 0-1.
I love the aggressive approach by this pitcher right now, getting on the mound and getting ahead of the first 3 guys he faces.
And it's quickly 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And a slider swung on and missed, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. Kyle Hendricks will be on the mound for the series opener. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch repertoire, right? And those are a lot of nice options to have. You can go hard, soft. You can go in and out. And anytime you have 4 pitches, if you can throw them for strikes, you have the big advantage.
Stepping up to the plate, A.J. Pollock. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
For the Dodgers, the center fielder, A.J.
The pitch.
Pollock.
Fly ball out toward left center field. Hayward giving chase. He can't get there in time, and now it hops over the wall for a ground rule double.
Not shortstop.
Well, that will bring a smile to a manager's face every single time. First hitter of the inning just squares it up and bounces it over the fence. Even if it stays in the yard, that's a double either way.
Here's Corey Seager. He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play. Runner in scoring position here already following the ground rule double. Comes set and the 0-1. Here's a ball for Rizzo over at first. And it's a productive first out as that runner's able to advance 90 feet up to third here. Timeout to check out how the hometown Dodgers line up in this one. Danny, any thoughts?
Oh, man, I love what A.J. Pollock does for this offense. He's hitting over .350 versus right-handed pitching on the season. And today, he has another right-hander on the mound. I don't know what it is or how he picks up the ball so well, but he is sure putting up great numbers against them.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Garcia will make the catch, and here comes the runner from third. And he will score on the sacrifice fly as he's in with our first tally of the ballgame.
Great job there by this power hitter. Known for driving the ball out of the ballpark. Does the job right there with the sac fly and brings the run home.
Here's Jock Peterson now. He was among the many who failed to record a base hit in the loss yesterday. Hit hard on the ground towards second, and that's through for a hit.
Well, there's no denying he was all over that fastball. That's what we like to refer to as a little bit of an ambush. 0-0 heater gets turned around.
Josh Donaldson digging in now. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. From the stretch, and he fouls this one off. Peterson is off at first with 2 away. A swing and a ground ball to third. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. It's a run on 2 hits here for LA. We'll go on to the top of inning number 2. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Cubs nothing. Second inning coming up, and Heidi Watney has an update for us on the weather forecast.
Well, Matt, the weather forecasts I'm hearing down here point to a fairly significant threat of rain later in the ball game. Of course, the grounds crew and umpires will work to get this one in without delay, but they also told me that they won't hesitate to halt the game to let the weather pass through if it's impacting the play on the field or, of course, putting the safety of the players at risk. For now, we'll have to wait and see how things develop.
Yeah, Heidi, thanks. Safety of the players, of course, and players getting required rest at the end of the night becomes important. When you guys approached a game like this, did you know you were in for a long one?
You hope not, but you knew it potentially could happen. You kind of read the grounds crew. If they were running and scattering in the dugouts and running towards the tarp, you kind of prepared yourself that this one was going to get shut down at some point. But you got to stay focused. That pitcher doesn't care. He's trying to take food off your table.
Into the corner and slicing foul. Hit the other way out toward right field. Giving chase is Bellinger. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
That is it. The first baseman, number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
So the bases are empty with one man gone, and that brings in Anthony Rizzo. Here's the first pitch to him. Dodgers have the early 1-0 advantage as we play the second. Called strike 0-2.
Pretty unusual that you see a 5-0 hitter take 2 strikes in a row. Typically, those are some of the most aggressive batters in the lineup.
Ground ball right side, straight into the shift. And there are 2 away now. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up Avisail Garcia. First pitch on its way. And he throws the fastball by him here. 0-1.
Some guys are great low ball hitters, but most guys, especially guys with pop like this, they're hunting for the ball belt high and above. So that was a nicely spotted fastball down in the zone.
And it's 0-2 to Avisail Garcia. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit softly on the ground to third. And the throw is not going to be in time as he's able to reach base safely.
Yeah, nobody on right there, Dan. 2 outs. It's not every day you see a guy pick him up and put him down like him getting down to first base right there. Bought himself a base hit.
Well, I'd say what there's a couple of things you can do. It doesn't take a lot of talent to hustle. It doesn't take talent to be on time. And he hustled out of the box, turned what could have been a ground out to end the inning into an infield single.
And he will get there as he had to cover a lot of ground to make that play. And that ends the inning. 1 left for the Cubs. They're down 1-0. Bottom of the inning now. And here comes the first baseman, Max Muncy.
The first baseman, Max Muncy.
And now a pitch on the way. Popped him up. And he'll stay with it here as he puts the squeeze on it for out number 1.
Okay, here's how the Cubbies are lining up defensively. Let's take a look at catcher Wilson Contreras. This guy has got one of the best arms in the game. Think Gary Sanchez, but in the National League. Nobody wants to attempt stealing bags on this guy, and brings a powerful bat to the lineup.
Into the box now, Rafael Sanchez. Lifted the other way to left center. Left fielder is on the move. He gets there, and that's the second out. So striding forward now, David Luke. He was 1 for 4 with a 2-bagger in yesterday's game. First delivery to him on the way. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Schwarber is there, and how about that? A 3-pitch inning as this side is retired. Some of our nation's young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium, where these fans have witnessed a lot of good pitching from their boys in blue this season. With the lowest team ERA in the league, it's clear they typically post solid outing after solid outing. And one of the members of their coaching staff told me a big part of that has come from their ability to limit the long ball, a category they also lead the league in. He said that forces the opposing lineups to really string together hits in order to score, because a bloop and a blast is just not something you're going to get off of us. Guys, this appears to be a really tough group of pitchers to barrel up.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Fastball right back to the mound. And he'll flip on to first to record the out. Now in the box, Kyle Schwarber. He carries a batting line in the 280s to begin this one. And that's in there for strike 1.
No ball.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
Well, he's really locked in at this point in the game on the bump. So far this inning, 4 pitches and 2 outs. Got the first guy on 1 pitch, then absolutely dominates this at bat with a 3-pitch strikeout.
And that brings up Javi Baez as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Hey, this is an amazing inning right here. Attacking the zone, keeping his defense invested. Chance to get off the field super quick.
Fielded cleanly. Throw on to Muncy, gets him, and with that, they'll end the inning. Cubs are down in order. They trail this one 1-0. Next up for Los Angeles, Ross Stripling. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Now the pitch. Liner towards second. And the pitcher's got himself a base hit.
Hey, this is perfect storm right here. This is how big innings start. You put a crooked number up on the board when the pitcher leads off an inning with a huge knock.
Standing in now, A.J. Pollard in the air out to left. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. The relay, and it's in time. He's out at second as a good relay gets him.
Well, he clearly thought he had a shot at 2 on a hit, but they did a nice job in the outfield of getting it in quick to cut him down.
Here's Corey Seager as it's on the ground toward the hole. Scope is there. Only play is going to be to first, so score it as an RBI ground out as the lead moves to 2-0 now.
And here with the infield back, they were giving him the run on a ground ball, so he just takes advantage of that and drives the run home. Good approach.
Striding in once again, Cody Bellinger earned himself an RBI with a sac fly his last time at the plate. First pitch on its way. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Back goes Garcia. Gone! It's a solo homer for Cody Bellinger. 7 home runs for him on the year now. And the Dodgers have now taken a 3-0 lead.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
So next to bat will be the left-handed hitting Jock Peterson. This one is smashed down the right field line. That's going to stay fair, and it's going to be back-to-back home runs. A solo home run there for Jock Peterson. Home run number 5 on the year as the Dodgers have increased their lead now 4-0.
Well, teams have absolutely been teeing off on him the last couple of games. He gave up 3 bombs last time out, and he's already given up 2 here in the early going. You want your pitchers to be consistent, but not consistently bad.
Here's the third baseman, Josh Donaldson, as he swings and grounds it toward the hole. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. So 2 home runs in the inning lead to 3 runs on the scoreboard. 3 innings complete. LA's on top 4-0. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder Jason Hayward.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
fouled off. Hayward, or often just J-Hay. He was selected in the first round back in the draft of 2007.
Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right when they drafted this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar. Everybody knows this guy's name, and kids are buying his jerseys.
So the base is empty here with one away. And into bat next, former National League MVP Chris Bryant. First pitch of the at-bat. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Hey, it's a game of execution. If the pitcher stays right there, this lineup's going to continue to have a tough time.
A windup and the 0-2 pitch. High chopper to third. No runs, just one hit. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Didn't quite catch the zone there. Ball one.
Jeez, finally. That's the first ball they've taken all night. Do it again, I dare you.
He takes strike three called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away.
That's his second strikeout of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if a coach finds him in the dugout and gives him a little talk about shortening up and putting the ball in play. Good things tend to happen when you do that in these kinds of conditions.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. Out in front of it, strike one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Oh, and he's finding his groove out there now. It's 0-2.
You know that nasty changeup's lurking right here. If I'm in the batter's box, I have to tell myself to stay back. I have to take pull side out of the equation, or that changeup's going to beat me.
Hit on the ground to third. He's got it. And the off-balance throw is right there for the third out, and a high degree of difficulty on that one as the side is retired. Next up is Max Muncy, 0 for 1 after a pop-out in foul territory his first time through.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Well, it's been a rough one so far. 4 runs through 3 innings. It's about time to get that pitch count down, or he won't be out here very long.
Shot toward right center. Hayward is to his left as he puts it away in the alley for the first out of the inning.
Well, we've mentioned the conditions aren't ideal with the rain coming down, and that can make every play a little bit of an adventure. You really have to concentrate, and he did there to haul it down.
Standing in, Rafael Sanchez. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. Hayward has a read on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. Now at the plate, David Luke.
David Luke.
First offering on its way. Swinging a blooper to the right side. Garcia coming on. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Dodgers retired on just 4 pitches, but they're in front 4-0. Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. Let's send it down to the field in Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And he told me, overall, he's not happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've only managed one base runner in this game, so it's easy to see why he said they haven't shown much fight today. He's hoping to see someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand, so it remains to be seen if they can snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Here's the first pitch to him. Anthony Rizzo will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
He's getting a lot of first pitch outs, and it's really easy to see why. He's been perfect. 100% of his first pitches have been for strikes to hitters so far in this one.
So another exceptional effort for him on the mound. He's got the shutout working here, as we'll show you the league ERA leaders. And as you can see there, he's off to a flying start. The NL's leader in that department here in the month of May. So one away here with the bases empty, and that'll bring up Avisail Garcia. Here comes the pitch for Garcia. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
One strike.
Hit on the ground to third. In time to first, and there are two away. Here's Jonathan Scope now. And Dan, it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. 3-up, 3-down for the Cubs. They're down 4-0. So here now's the pitcher, Ross Stripling. He'll start things out against Kyle Hendricks as we get the inning underway. First delivery to him on the way. Grounded to short. There's Baez. Throws in time, and that's out number 1. Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up A.J. Pollock. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Hayward has a read on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and striding to the plate will be Corey Seager. Line drive to center field. And that's going to get down in front of Hayward for a base hit. So a nice job there by the two-hole hitter to extend the inning for the middle of the order.
Hey, D-Roll, that's just what you want to do. Keep the pressure on. He's given up a couple of runs early already in this game, and now he gives up the 2-out single.
Yeah, no chance right there. You want to make this guy work. You want to try and get into their pen as quick as possible. And if 2-out knocks are the answer, then so be it.
Adbert Alzolay takes over here with a runner at first and 2 gone in the inning.
Number 73, Adbert Alzolay.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now. He pulls this one into right. Garcia is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Dodgers retired on just 4 pitches, but they hold a 4-0 lead. David Bodie will grab a bat and lead things off here in the top of the 6th.
David Bodie.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Really starting to pour now, and the forecast is not showing any signs of a break in the weather.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
He's been in total control out there tonight. Gets the leadoff guy with a strikeout there, and it just seems like we've seen so many off-balance swings and weakly hit balls in this one.
So now to the plate, Kyle Schwarber, as he sends a soft bouncer to the right side of the infield. And he'll reach first safely.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step one, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
One there. On to first. It's a double play. As their woes continue, the inning is over. Nothing happening there for the Cubbies. They trail here 4-0. Rolando Bollinger enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Chicago Cubs, number 86, Rolando.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Jock Peterson. He's off to a fast start in this one, 2 for 2, including a home run. Boy, not even close with that one, and he's behind 0-1. Bollinger, a former Red Sox, who was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a one-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
And he is in the second with a double, his 3rd hit of the night.
Well, lefty on lefty, this is a tough matchup, but he stays in there, keeps that front shoulder closed, and just rips the pitch for a 2-bagger. Nice job of defying the odds there.
To the plate now, Josh Donaldson. Hard liner to center field. Catch made in straightaway center as the runner tags from second. And he'll make it up to 3rd safely here with 1 away. And that'll bring up the versatile Max Muncy. He's popped out and lined out. 0 for 2 thus far. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Hit out towards second. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
And here with the infield back, they were giving him the run on a ground ball, so he just takes advantage of that and drives the run home. Good approach.
Ready for another chance? Rafael Sanchez. He'll try and start things over now with the bases empty and 2 away following the RBI ground ball. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike 1. Well, you don't need us to tell you it's really starting to come down out there. I can't imagine the umpires will let this go too much longer if it doesn't ease up.
Yeah, Matt, right now this doesn't look too good. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the umpires come out and bring the ground crew out here. The infield around the mound and around the home plate area is really...
And the shortstop is under it to make the play, retiring the side. So it's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. 7th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 5 and the Cubs nothing. 7th inning ready to roll, and standing in is the veteran outfielder Jason Hayward.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
The third baseman.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike 1.
Hey, the guy on the mound is absolutely pounding the zone, and that's why he's been able to stay and pitch deep into this game.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors so far for the Cubbies. Got him! And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time.
It's been a rough night at the yard for him. That's 3 times he's gone down on strikes in this one. So they've really figured out how to attack this guy.
Next to hit will be Wilson Contreras. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
What a performance so far. Throwing first pitch strikes to 90% of the batters. It's hard to get any better than that.
Don't know what he's waiting for there. It's 0-2.
You know, over the course of a full season, you're going to have some clunkers, and this certainly looks like one. By the look on the manager's face, he's going to probably call a meeting after this.
A windup and the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Pollock has a read on it. And he gets there as he had a lot of ground to cover that time, and the side is retired. Cubs are down in order. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. Last half of the 7th here, and set to go is the second baseman, David Luke. Hit in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. The 0-1 on its way. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Schwarber is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out. Stepping in, Ross Stripling. He's been great on the mound, so we'll see if he can do something with the bat here as well. He's earned a chance to take this at bat.
Yeah, Matt, when a guy's throwing the ball as well as he has, it kind of forces the manager's hand to stay with him. He's been exciting to watch.
Hey, I've been impressed with this guy. Not only has he thrown the ball well, but now he's mixing in a base hit late in the game, giving his manager options. Whether or not he wants to pinch run, keep him in there, go to the relief. I mean, he's opened up a whole weaponry box for the manager.
In now, A.J. Pollock, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. Line drive to center field. But sadly for him, this will head straight to the center fielder as he puts it away without much trouble for the second out.
Shortstop, Corey Seager.
Next at the plate will be Corey Seager. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And there's a line drive base hit to left field.
Hey, pitchers, you better start taking notice of this guy. He better be circled on that lineup card because he's on fire. That's his second hit of the ball game right there, and I don't see him stopping.
So here's Cody Bellinger as he rips it on the ground to second, and that's through into center field. Base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second.
I mean, that had to feel good right there, Dan. That's his third RBI of the game and extends his team's lead. They might have this one locked up.
Well, I'd say those are always big, those add-on insurance runs. Big RBI right there for a little bit more breathing room.
Your attention, please. Now,
so they'll make a matchup move here and bring on a southpaw to face the left-handed hitter due up. At the plate now, Jock Peterson. And he hits it hard to the right side. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. And a good throw will wind up holding that runner at third, so the bases become loaded now with 2 gone.
Boy, talk about having a day, Debo. He gets his 4th knock of the game, but mixed in with one of those 4 was a round tripper. Not a bad day.
Yeah, you have 5, maybe a handful of games that you can throw out 4 knocks throughout the course of the year. Add in a tater to go with it. He's smiling. His food's going to taste better tonight.
Hayward is there to make the catch, and they'll escape the bases loaded jam by giving up just 1 run. So 1 run on 4 hits here, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. 8th inning coming up. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Cubs nothing. Anthony Rizzo stands in now. He leads off their half of the 8th, and they've been unable to get that starter out of the game to this point.
Yeah, he settled in early on the mound, partly due to the lead his guys gave him to take some of the pressure off. He's taken that and pitched very effectively in this one.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on. And if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
Well, he certainly wasn't intimidated on the mound right there. He had to stare down a really good hitter, and instead of working around the zone, he challenged him with 3 straight good pitches. I like that he didn't give his opponent too much credit.
You just sensed it was coming with the heaviness of the rain, and all the radar maps that we're seeing online lead us to believe this will be at least an hour.
Matt, this has the makings of we're going to see 2 different pitchers come out after this delay. The conditions are bad. It looks like this rain is going to be around for a while. I'd be a bit surprised if either of these pitchers come back out.
Well, the rain is finally past us as we welcome you back. Julio Urias comes on as the new pitcher following the lengthy delay, and it looks like he's just about ready to go. So here's Avisail Garcia. As with 1 away, he won't catch up with the fastball, and it's 0-1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Bellinger is over near the line now as he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting.
Final line there for the Dodgers starting pitcher. He was great all night long.
Hey, what a great job of mixing speeds and mixing up his pitches. 2 hits allowed in this one. Dominant performance.
So that'll bring up Jonathan Schoop. He'll take a breaking ball then off the plate for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1.
He's got that certainly timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes to the well 3 times in a row with off speed.
Gets him to swing at a pitch down and out of the zone. 1-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. High in the air out to center field. Pollock giving chase. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
You know, D-Roll, there's been some great pitching in this one so far. After that knock, that's only the 3rd hit of the game, and we're getting late into this one.
Yeah, they always say you got to tip your hat to the opposition sometimes. Well, I think this offense is tired of tipping its hat. They got to start to swing the bats a little bit better. That's their 3rd knock of the game. I know it's late, but maybe they can get something going.
The 0-1 on its way. Popped him up. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that ends the inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Pedro Strop enters now in a mop-up role as he'll try to keep the deficit right where it is.
Pedro Strop.
Now at the plate, Max Muncy 0 for 3 with an RBI in this one.
The first baseman, Max
From the stretch.
Muncy.
Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-1. Hit hard, but right into the shift. And that finds its way through for a base hit. Cutting it close here, but he comes through in the 8th to extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he was staring at his last at bat right there, or probably his last at bat. Would have been tough to get him another AB in this one, but he's able to get it done.
Hey, better late than never. And I'm sure when he walked into that batter's box right there, he's thinking this very well could be my last AB of this game. So if I'm going to keep this streak alive, going to have to do it right now.
At the plate, Rafael Sanchez.
He swings and sends it in the air to right center field.
This is gathered in out there by Garcia for the first out.
Now
Coming to the plate now, David Luke. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. A bouncer to the left side. And there's out number 2. Kyle Garlick will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 41, Kyle Garlick.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Left fielder giving chase. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. 1 left for LA, but they're on top by a count of 6-0. Scott Alexander comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Number 75.
All set to start the 9th in this one, and next it'll be the left-handed power threat Kyle Schwarber. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 swinging just out in front of the slider. Alexander is adjusting to the new normal as MLB now mandates that relievers reach the end of an inning or face 3 or more batters before being replaced. And for a one-time lefty specialist like this, that's a big change. So he got him swinging. Kyle Schwarber becomes the first out in the 9th inning. So the batting order turns over now, and set to go Javier Baez. He struggled at the top of the lineup in this one, hitless to this point.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. The Cubs are down to their final strike here. He struck him out, and that'll do it for the Cubs here tonight.
Well, this game had its moments, but it got out of hand pretty quick. Always nice when you could coast to a 6-run win. Save your closer for another day and let everyone in on the action.
A 6-0 shutout to finish off tonight's game. The Dodgers jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Ross Stripling with his 4th win this season as he allows only 2 hits through 7+ innings of work. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Dodgers, 6 runs on 13 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Cubs, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 56 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.